There has been consultation amongst the parties, and if you seek it, you will find that there is unanimous consent with regard to the following motion, which I will read in English.
Strongly condemn the killing of Gina Mahsa Amini at the hands of the so-called Iranian morality police, a direct consequence of the systemic and sustained harassment and repression of women by the Iranian government. That the House reiterates its support for women's rights as human rights. That the House salutes the courage of Iranian women and men protesting in over 100 cities across Iran and stand in solidarity with all those demonstrating against the Iranian regime's appalling practices. That the House calls on the Iranian authorities to immediately cease its use of deadly force against peaceful protesters and refrain from committing further acts of violence against its own population. That the House reiterates its support of Canadian sanctions against Iran, and today, 1,000 days since Ukraine International Airlines Flight 752 was shot down by the Iranian regime, the House stand united in solidarity with the families of the victims.
Okay, I think that's allowed a clarification.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sorry, I was just trying to follow the language on mine, and there was one line that may have been missed, and the government, House call on the government to immediately list the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist entity under the criminal code. Did the member mean to read that part of the motion? You're here.
I want to remind the honourable members that the generosity of the Speaker is there, but not to take advantage of it. All those opposed to the honourable member moving the motion will please say nay. Agreed. The House has already heard the terms of the motion. All those opposed to the motion will please say nay. Carried. We have a point of order on I guess the honourable member for Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wonder if there would be unanimous consent of the House for the following motion. That the House call on the government to immediately list the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, as a terrorist entity.
I believe with unanimous consent, we try to have consultation beforehand. I think I was pretty clear about that, and so was the Deputy Speaker. And consulting with everyone so that when we get here, we've already spoken about it, we know what's going on, and we go from there. So that's where the unanimous consent. The Honourable Opposition Leader, or Leader of the Opposition.
Consultation with all parties, and the member was simply moving a motion in search of unanimous consent, as is his right, and I ask that you honour his right.
I think it was clear that he didn't have unanimous consent, but thank you for bringing that up. Point of order, the honourable member for Winnipeg North.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Speaker, there have been discussions amongst the parties, and if you seek it, I believe you will find unanimous consent that was given earlier, Mr. Speaker, for the following motion. That notwithstanding any standing order, special order, or usual practice of the House, A, the debate pursuant to Standing Order 66 on motion.
I'm afraid I'm hearing no unanimous consent already, and I'm going to leave it from there. The Honourable Opposition House Leader.
I believe if you check this side of the House, we weren't withholding unanimous consent. We weren't saying boo. We were saying boo earns. Please allow him to.
Clear from all I just want to make it clear what the rules are. That if one person says, no, we don't have unanimous consent, and I was hearing very clearly that we didn't, so I'm going to take that as a retraction. If the honourable member who disagreed wants to say no, I'll let that person say it again. In the meantime, we'll let the honourable member for Winnipeg North, on the advice of the Opposition House Leader.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, what I'm asking for is the unanimous consent to adopt the following motion. That notwithstanding any standing order or special order or usual practice of the House, A, the debate pursuant to Standing Order 66